welcome to Life Lessons with Scott and Friends. Hopefully, I will have friends that will want to join me in this. But anyway, we're going to start with this very first episode from my almost finished fourth bedroom that Lisa and I decided to do in our house recently. And we just got a little bit left, but I didn't want to wait any longer. I posted on Facebook last week that I wanted to get the first video podcast done, and that's what we're doing. So you'll be able to watch the progress of this bedroom be finished as we start doing these podcasts. My goal is to have at least one a week, if not multiple, but you got to start somewhere, and today is the day. So Life Lessons with Scott and Friends was actually born back in 2013 or 14. I have a blog that I haven't kept up with lately, but it was just a title that Thoughts of Life as I See Them. And that's really what Life Lessons is going to be about. And I had a time frame in there back in 14, 15, where I just had this thought to do a series of posts on life lessons that I've learned over the years and thought I'd share them. And they range from, music, laughter, love versus hate, just different topics that I thought were worthwhile to write about. And then over the last 6 months or so, I started thinking about, that'd be kind of cool to do a video form. And so that's why doing this life lessons. And I've talked to a handful of my friends who said that they love the concept. And so we're going to start with tonight and just kind of introduce life lessons. I'll give you a couple of topics from the blog post that we covered back then, and then we'll start setting up a weekly schedule. And I hope to have guests either back here and record live here in my little studio now, or we'll do it through Zoom or something. But one of the things about life lessons that I learned over the years, and wholeheartedly believe this, is that our lives, our journeys are to be shared with each other, with others. We all have triumphs, we all have tragedies, we all have things that happen to us, and we just wonder why. But I have found that anything that God has had me go through, or any experience that I've had to endure, any triumphs that I've had, they were meant to be shared. And maybe not right away, but they were meant to be shared. One that comes to mind just as I'm talking right now is, my parents both passed in 2017. Up until my mom's diagnosis with Alzheimer's, I knew about it. I knew it was a really terrible thing. But until you live it, and you live it with someone, and you watch them go through it, you can't relate. You don't know what that's like. But now, being on this side of it, I'm able to talk to people that have loved ones that maybe they're just entering into Alzheimer's, and they have questions, and I can share. I couldn't back then. I didn't want to. It was too real. It was too raw. I didn't want to talk about it. I was just trying to get through every day, take care of my mom. And at the time, my father had cancer and was having to live apart from my mom in a whole other state. So the last thing I wanted to do was talk about cancer, and the last thing I wanted to do was talk about Alzheimer's. That year, 15 through 17 were some of the roughest I've ever gone through. But even as rough and as bad as that was, it was an opportunity to see God work in my life. And I can look back now and count so many blessings that came about during that time, and especially since. Being able to connect with people, to share my story and what it was like to go through trying to care for mom here, and then also trying to make sure dad was okay. And I hope everyone has an aunt like I do. I consider her one of my best friends ever, and wouldn't have been able to get through all of that without her support for sure, and the support of my wife, Lisa, and my sister. But it's just, life is too short to go it alone, and it's not near as much fun. And when you need support, it's nice to have people that you can call, talk to, text, email, and just share life's journey. So that would be my first word of encouragement, is find people you can do life with. Typically, that's what the church is. Church is set up, and we do life with people we go to church with. Doesn't always work that way. I've been a part of a number of churches. We've been fortunate that each church we went to, we were able to connect with at least one or two families, and we're able to kind of share life's journey. But to this day, there's only 4 or 5 couples at most that we have really done life with, that we know where they are even today. We know what their kids are going through. We know what life experiences they've had to go through. What a gift to be able to have 5, 6 families that we can do life with. Such a blessing. And to be able to share the triumphs, be able to grieve together, to be able to support each other. It's what we were meant to be. We were meant to be people to share life. And so I would encourage you to find those people you can do life with. So that's one of the things about that I wrote about in my blog back in the day, was this life is meant to be shared. This is a journey that we should always strive to do together with someone. Lisa and I will be celebrating 33 years. Just a couple months now. Doesn't seem real, but there you are. I don't feel 55 most days. But the thing I'm enjoying most, especially the last 15 to 20 years, are the friends that we're still able to do life with. I can go back to Smyrna when Lisa and I first got married. We were part of Sharon Baptist Church. Pete and Sheila were, a brother and sister to me, and have since became the same to Lisa. And we got to do life together with them. And then there was Tommy and Bonnie. That, Tommy and Bonnie's girls were the same age as Lisa and I and our girls. And it was just a natural bond. To this day, we still connect with them. We still do life together. We know what's going on in their families. That journey started, almost 30 years ago. What a blessing that is. We have people that we connected with in Florida, and I'll say that Florida was probably the area where we didn't connect as deeply as we would have liked. But then God brought us back here to Sugar Hill, and we were fortunate to be blessed with some dear friends. I call them the usual suspects, and they know who they are. But we've done life together since 2003, and we still get together as much as we can. It's it's a wonderful thing to be able to share a journey with people you love, with people you trust. That is such a huge thing, and that'll be its own life lesson. As far as trust goes, you have to be able to trust people, and you have to be one that can be trusted. That's the part I think we miss sometimes. We need to set that example. I can be trusted, and I'll trust you. That's not an easy thing. If I ask you right now, how many people do you truly trust to tell them anything? How many you have? I would venture to say for most of us, it's a very small number, including family. But anyway, so I've covered a lot of different ramblings. But life lessons, that's what it's about. Just what can I do? What can I share? How can I help you? I'm a big believer in pay it forward whenever you can. Look for opportunities to step in, be that friend, to be that sounding board, to be what is needed when it's needed, not after the fact. Good intentions never solved a thing. Incredible action, standing in the gap, being there when needed, those are things that make an impact in someone's life. And I'll be the first to admit, I haven't always been there. I haven't always been the one to take the action. I've had good intentions. I wanted to help, but when it counted, I wasn't there. And so I've done everything I can, recently to be that person that people can count on. So anyway, life lessons. This is a video podcast 1. I look forward to sharing more of Lisa and I, our journey. She may not be, as excited as I am, but I'll be careful. But anyway, I hope you guys take care and follow us, subscribe, all those good things. And until next time, peace